By building a segmentation strategy, you'll feel confident every time you press send. You'll have the foundation to make sure you're always sending the right message to the right person at the right time. This idea is a framework I fondly refer to as CATS, since there are so many cat gifs on the internet. No, actually, the right content to the right audience at the right time equals success. But before we dive into creating a segmentation strategy that will rock your inbound email, we first have to take a step back and talk about something very serious: permission. Before emailing any contact in your database, you have to ask yourself an important question. Do you have permission to email them? No email vendor of quality will allow you to send emails to purchase lists. These people haven't opted into hearing from you, so sending them emails is spam. This is also important when you think of building your email marketing strategy, because inbound is all about attracting people and not collecting email addresses in an outbound way. Now we can get into building a successful segmentation strategy. Segmented campaigns receive less unsubscribes by 9.37% and 100% more clicks than non-segmented campaigns do. Segmentation as a whole has an overwhelmingly positive impact on the engagement of your emails and the people that you're sending to. And it makes sense. The more relevant the message, the more likely your subscriber is to engage with it. There are 3 best practices for creating a successful segmentation strategy. 1, having a clean and organized database. 2, collecting the right information. And finally, understanding explicit and implicit data for your segments. Implementing this core of your contact management strategy, a clean and organized database, gives you the foundation for creating a successful segmentation strategy. It's in this way that you see your contact management strategy and segmentation strategy come together. Having a clean and organized database means your database needs to work with you and not against you. Any database of value should be able to be broken down into 3 key pieces of data: the contact properties, and the companies and their properties. To review, a contact is anybody your company communicates with in the course of doing business. This includes subscribers, leads, and customers. But it also might include partners, competitors, employees, or anyone else your company is in contact with. Each contact will have an associated contact properties that provide you with additional information on that individual. Simply put, a contact property stores information about an individual contact. This includes information like their first name, last name, and email address, but also other information that's important for your company to know, like location, products or services of interest, when customers purchased, and so much more. Lastly, you will have your companies and their properties. They will operate much like your contacts and their properties, but to provide context around who someone works for. A company property stores information about a group of contacts from a single company, like the company's name, size, location, and website URL. These all come together to make up your database, so you have the information for your segments at your fingertips. The next best practice for a successful segmentation strategy is collecting the right information. What this means is that you are bringing in the right information that'll help you create the segments for your emails. In our world today, there are endless ways to collect information on your contacts. Between form submissions on landing pages to now the rise of chatbots and messenger apps, you collect data all day, every day. But the important factor here for your segmentation strategy is making sure you get the information you need to create contextual conversations in your emails. There are 2 central pieces of information you need to collect on your contacts: the buyer persona that they're associated with and where they are in the buyer's journey. This could be as simple as assigning buyer personas to your contacts when they fill out a form. They could either fill it out themselves and choose the persona with which they most strongly identify with, or you could assign a persona to them internally in your database when they fill out a certain form associated with specific types of content. This segmentation will help you identify the contact's placement in the buyer's journey. This is where you analyze the types of content they're interacting with and match them with the 3 stages of the buyer's journey: awareness, consideration, or decision stages, to create specific segments around those content pieces. Collecting this information will give you a starting point when creating most of your segments, which leads us to our last best practice: understanding explicit and implicit data for your segments. Explicit data is information that is intentionally shared between a contact and a company. For example, think of the information that a contact fills out on a landing page or a contact us form. Even if that information is gathered from somewhere like LinkedIn or Twitter, it's data a person has willingly shared with the community at large. Here's where things get interesting. What prospects tell us about themselves is only the surface of what you can discover. And this brings us to implicit data. Implicit data is information gathered from user behavior. Some examples of explicit data include contact information, company information, form submissions, and survey responses, whereas implicit data includes social media engagement, email engagement, web analytic history, and conversion data. Both pieces of information are equally important for creating contextual conversations in your email sends. By collecting all of this information, you'll start to create the foundation for your email segments. And just like your emails, your segments don't live in a bubble. The most successful segments arise when you start to layer segmentation criteria. The possibilities are almost endless. It is only limited by the available data. Bringing together a clean and organized database, collecting the right information, and finally understanding implicit and explicit data will help you create the foundation for all the segments you create for your emails. Seth Godin once said that marketing is no longer about the stuff that you make, but about the stories that you tell. The segments you create are what will help you tell the right stories to the right people at the right time, and I know that you all have stories to tell.